No, I think they have kids out their butt, don't they?
Welcome back to Dumb and Broke. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Chelsea.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's felt like a couple weeks too, you know.
You've been out and about.
I have. I'm fucking tired. I went on my southern tour, hit up all the red states. I had to, branch out and see different walks
see the
of
sights.
life. Yeah. But and I want to get to that, but of course, let's talk about our experience at the Eras Tour. And we did not plan this, but we're both wearing Taylor Swift merchandise. So
I haven't taken this off probably for like the
it's really cute.
Week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wash it today. So
kind of wish I got that one. But well, what did you think? Because this was your first time.
It was insane.
Yeah.
I think we were talking recently, maybe just you and I, about the best shows we've ever been to. This was the best show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like a place where 60,000 people in the room all know the words to every single song. And it's just, that woman has some insane power over me. There's a countdown at the very beginning, if you haven't been, where it counts down from a minute to when she comes on. And the very first song, I cried.
Yeah.
Because it's so crazy.
It really is. It's an insane show. And like when you really think about it, like the amount of music she has and like the atmosphere that she created, like the environment that she created, this I was gonna say cult, because it kind of is, but like there's got to be a better word for it, like this community, like everyone there is so happy. And I'm sure other artists can create that too, but there's really something magical about this one, because she's not like doing these crazy performances like some other artists do. Like if you really think about it, what she does is quite simple, but she does it in a way that is like just so powerful. I don't know.
She's genuinely just so positive and grateful the entire time. Like, for example, it rained the pretty much entire 3.5 hours. We were fortunate because we were underneath something, so we didn't get rained on, but like she got rained on for 3.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And she made it into this like such a special thing. You guys are getting a rain show. How awesome. We love when it rains. All of these amazing things, to the point where I had people text me and be like, I'm so jealous you got a rain show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of witchcraft does she use to turn? Because any other outdoor concert that you go to, like if there's rain in the forecast, you're like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't rain. But a Taylor Swift Eras Tour, people are like, yeah, rain is special.
Right. I went again on Sunday, and she, like you said, like she made it like it was another rain show, and she made it seem so special because it was the last stop of the tour that could have possibly had a rain show, because the rest of the tour is inside. So she like made that announcement. So like she made it so special to like have another rain show, and I feel like for me, I would like, if I was Taylor, I'd been like,
so sorry guys,
cancel the show,
raining again.
So it's pretty cool. I will say, like on the flip side, something that you said, how she's so grateful. I guess having seen the show 3 times, there are parts there's like a little bit of me that wonders how much of it is performative, which is actually funny to say because she's like literally performing. So like it feels silly to even like remotely critique her, because like I feel like it sounds like I'm about to like give her a big critique. But what I'm saying is, there are, not just because I've seen the show 3 times, but I also like follow all the stuff on TikTok. So I feel like going into this concert in Miami, like I feel like I knew everything that was going to come, even the points where she stops and like lets the crowd cheer for her for minutes, and she kind of tears up a little bit. Like I knew that was coming. So there was a little part of me that was like, like it didn't feel as special as it did when I went to see her like almost a year and a half ago. But I mean, with all that said, like,
I'm sure she feels more grateful on some days and less grateful on others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think I say it all the time, two things can be true at once. You know, she is performing, but I think she is super grateful, and like those moments are real for the most part. But I don't know. I guess it's just something it's an observation.
Yeah.
I'm speaking about it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I had a great time both nights. I was when I was leaving the show with you guys, I was like, oh my god, I have to come. I said it to you guys. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna come back on Sunday. I mean, the concert amazing, but everything that leads up to it and more importantly, or
Getting out of the concert.
fucking sucks. So that's the stuff I wasn't looking forward to. But yeah.
Yeah, it took us like 2 hours to get an Uber.
Yeah, that shit sucked, but worth it.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. So we went to Miami, and then where did you go next?
Then I went to Texas for work, and also saw my friend Alina. And man, going from Florida to Texas, not a huge difference, but
You did a hometown tour.
it's just like I could never live in a red state. Like, to be honest, I just couldn't do it. Like, it just feels completely different. And maybe just New York City is just completely different than like most places in the world. Mm-hmm. But just seeing all of the Trump signs, it was just like, oh my God. And then everything that came out like this week, it's like I just can't believe people support that. It's like,
There are just such heavy elements in the air right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everyone is on edge and is just like kind of stressed. Even if you're not stressed or you're like, I don't even really care. Like I feel like everyone's energy around you is probably just like tense.
yeah, I feel like we need to get through this. By the time this episode's out, it's going to be the day before Election Day. So like, we'll know who our next president is going to be very, very soon.
Yeah.
And
Go vote.
please go vote. Like, unless you're going to vote for the wrong person. No, I'm kidding. Then, if you're going to vote for the right person, vote by November 4th. But if you're voting for the wrong person, you can vote on November 5th, guys. Vote on November 5th.
I think it still counts.
Yeah, totally. Other than that, Texas, I had a pretty good time. One thing, me and Alina, we went to this like Brat versus Barbie night, like when you know how we go to those Taylor Swift dance parties.
Uh-huh.
It was like that, but it was like a lot of Charlie XCX and like all of the young pop girlies. And I know I've said this before, but I definitely mean it more than ever. I've never felt older in my entire life because this club was full of, I must have been like one of the oldest ones there. And so it was a bunch of like 21-year-olds. And I didn't know any of the music. Like, I've heard some of it was a lot of Sabrina Carpenter, mostly Charlie XCX, and I don't know, even like had like very niche One Direction songs. Like, I guess I only know like the few hits from them.
I don't feel like I know a lot of One Direction.
Yeah, so it was like that. I feel like One Direction,
like clearly after our time,
right?
Kind of thing.
Like One Direction wasn't our generation, really.
No, we had Jonas Brothers.
Right.
I feel like they were the last big boy band for us.
And so I felt, not only did I not know the songs, I also like didn't like them. Like I don't know. It's definitely a me thing, but because so many people like Brat, but I can't get into it. Have you?
I can't say that I've really tried.
Yeah.
I know the Apple song. That's about it.
Do you like it?
It's not downloaded on my
Right.
Spotify, but like I'll. Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems it's like so silly to me. Like, but you can't deny the impact. I mean, that album has like was so ingrained.
The Brat girlies are everywhere.
Right. It was like a cultural moment. It's still going on. So like, you know, props to her and all that, but not for me. Not for me.
I do love Sabrina Carpenter.
I love that for you. She's I know Espresso, but I can't say I like the song or I think it's a good song. It's just like a na 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 na. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
but like I get it.
I like her. I like her.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's cute.
Energy. She's like sassy and like, yeah, like just slutty enough, you know? It's like,
Yeah, I don't know. Her music just hasn't clicked for me. But I get the appeal. I get the appeal for Charlie XCX too. But what really got me was at this club, Unwritten came on, and almost no one knew the lyrics to that song.
that hurts me.
That's like what really sent me. Like I almost just like,
Natasha Bedingfield, hello?
yeah, it was like wild. Like to me, that's still
That's a Scream Sing song.
right.
Like if that song comes on in the club,
We're all fam.
we're all
That's
fam.
what I thought, but we were not all fam that night. It was-
People just kind of like didn't.
yeah, they were, or they only knew like the chorus, but didn't know the ad libs.
Whoa.
You gotta know the ad libs.
I want to listen to Unwritten right now.
I got a few. Ready? No. Okay.
Release your inhibitions.
It's such a good song.
It really is.
But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty sure I gained like 12 pounds because apparently all you guys do in Texas is fucking eat.
The South.
Let me tell you, my friend Daniela took me to this barbecue place, Terry Black's. Are you familiar with that one?
I think so.
Okay. It's like in Deep Ellum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Insane. Spent literally $60 on my own plate of barbecue because like everything's weighted,
Yeah.
which I love, you know, but you know, I got like brisket, ribs, I got mac and cheese, I got like beans, cornbread. So good. But like I was full.
My mouth is watering thinking about it.
I was full for like a full 24 hours. Like wild. I also had Raising Cane's twice.
Controversial. I don't really fuck with Raising. I don't not like it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to get Raising Cane's. I'm like, I'll get it, I guess.
I feel like you're not like a big chicken tender girly. Are you?
I like a chicken tender. I don't think, first of all, not a huge fan of their fries. I feel like fries are a make or break for me. Not a huge fan of their fries, and I don't care for the sauce. I do
Wow.
like the toast.
The toast is so good.
Yeah.
Double toast.
Like, chicken is great, but
Not like,
maybe I'm not a huge.
I feel like anytime we go somewhere where the options are burger and chicken tenders,
It's going to be a burger.
right.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm like 60% chicken tender, 40% burger.
Oh.
I'm more of a chicken tender girly.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm thinking about our minnows order now. And I very rarely get chicken tenders.
you'll get a chicken sandwich.
I do get a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
But I want something smashed in between bread.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I fucking love Raising Cane's. So I had that twice. I had Jack in the Box once. I don't care for Jack in the Box.
No.
Do you like?
I think it's notoriously one of the most unhealthy
No.
fast food restaurants, and which is kind of crazy because I do a lot of unhealthy things, but just like having that in my brain that it's one of the most unhealthy makes me, I don't know, kind of like toward it.
That's fair. What else did I have? I had a lot of food. I had kava. Kava is really good.
I like kava.
Yeah. That was probably the healthiest thing I put in my mouth.
Yeah.
That weekend. Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't really give a fuck about. Should I break down every single meal I had? And
I would love that. I'm actually really invested in this conversation. I'm like, oh, did you?
we did go to this cute brunch place. I forgot what I had, but it was good. Yeah.
Great.
It was so good. I forgot what I had.
We had Cuban food in Miami,
yeah.
which was awesome. I think I could have a Cuban coffee every morning. That was a nice little routine we created there.
Yeah.
And then I ate like normal here. So while you were gone, I found a new bar for myself, and you're gonna hate it. It's called Book Bar.
I remember you said this, and I was like, you sent this in the group chat, and I didn't understand the concept.
Yeah.
I think you just said like I'm at Book Bar, so I thought you were.
I'm at Book Bar and I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a bar in the East Village that is also a bookstore. So you go in and it looks just like any other bookstore would, except it has a bar there, and there's tons of places for people to sit down, and it's just like such a unique environment because everybody's just like reading and drinking. Nobody's like, it's not like a bar where people are ripping or taking shots. Maybe they are. They just weren't when I was there. Everybody's just like sitting with a glass of wine and reading a book. And I think that might be where I meet the love of my life.
I love that for you. I think that,
you don't want to go?
I think, and I mean this wholeheartedly, this is not a joke. People are pretending to read at that bar. Like, or
everyone?
Or I think, no.
I actually read a lot, which is surprising because I usually cannot read in public.
I think a good portion of those people are pretending that they like to read at that bar because they want to look interesting and they want to meet someone.
Oh.
I'm not saying everyone, but like.
I mean, at the time that I went, I will say there were no hotties detected, but I will go back again just to confirm.
So it's like a Barnes and Noble, but instead of like the cafe, it's like a bar.
Yeah, kind of, but a lot smaller, like a New York version.
That's another thing I like. I mean, I guess I always knew this, but like, I forget how small things are in New York, like all the bars and like clubs. Like, I feel like we don't really go to clubs. There are clubs in New York, but even the clubs here are just tiny. But like in Texas, all the bars are huge.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's like for what?
Seriously, for what? Because like we went out like.
Well, I will say, I feel like people drink a lot more in the South.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe because the places were so large, but like we went out like on like a Thursday night and no one was out. Whereas like in New York, you go out and people are out. But then again, it's probably easier to fill up a New York bar than it is because these places in Texas, they're fucking huge and there's levels. So like, they look kind of empty. And I'm like, why are you guys even open? Like no one's even here.
Right.
But I've been in in Houston and Dallas during a weekend, and like they go out on the weekends. I just don't think they really go out during the week.
Interesting.
Like we do here. Because you can go out any day of the week in New York and people are out.
But we don't go out like we're not doing like a pencil night on a
No, we're
Thursday.
not. But I think people do in New York. Like people go out like every night. Because
I'm so far removed from that world.
Well, I think like people in other places, there are more people that have like regular jobs, whereas in New York, there's a lot of freelancers,
True.
a lot of non-traditional jobs.
True.
So a lot of people make money off of podcasts, which crazy concept. So yeah, it's just different, very different.
I did talk to on that note a little. I went to a bitchy and witchy party at my friend Riley's on Friday, and they had an astrologer who came, and she did like a private 20-minute reading with everybody there. So I went, and the astrologer and the psychic have both told me there's a big contract coming. She goes, and both used contract specifically.
Wait, the psychic said this?
The psychic said this, and then the astrologer said, this is moving into whatever, and I'm seeing a big contract. And I was like, whoa.
I love a contract.
I love a contract. Because like in my line of work, people aren't necessarily contracting me.
Well, maybe a big celebrity.
Unless I get my A-list client, like
for my sake, I hope it has to do with the podcast.
Yeah.
I think you would probably prefer. I don't know.
It would be awesome.
I'm putting you on the spot.
No, it would
what would
be
you
awesome.
rather, this to blow up or for you to?
I mean, I guess I'm just like unclear. I'm unclear like how much one client would get me, unless it's like Taylor Swift and I'm touring with her. Then
and then
it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But I would love to do this full time.
Yeah. True. And also, if it was like Taylor Swift, she probably wouldn't like. You probably wouldn't really be able to like advertise that. We would know who Taylor Swift's.
Yeah, I would have to sign an NDA.
Right, a contract.
Yeah, contract. True.
Which that could be but that's probably it actually.
Yeah, I'll be signing an NDA soon.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're getting into controversial territory. So, like,
I just rode that wave that you were doing
yeah,
with your hand.
It's like I have like random like topics / statements, not necessarily like opinions like we normally do. You have the same kind of?
I have some, I guess some like relevant topics that we can discuss. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thoughts on candy corn?
No. So when I was in Dallas for work, one of the very lovely icebreakers that we do.
I love icebreakers.
Was like you had to like there were like 4 corners, and you had to like go to each one. Anyways, one of the questions was like, this group discuss the worst Halloween candy and why, and we all unanimously.
Yeah. Unanimously.
Okay. Agreed. Candy corn.
I mean, I feel like it's easy to say that it's the worst, but I still don't think it's bad. But
You would like candy corn.
I would like candy corn. But I did see something earlier that was saying I think candy corn was meant to be decorative, and then somebody important ate it without knowing. So people just like have kept it up so they weren't embarrassed.
Yeah.
That it's like now a food.
Someone cool said it was good, and now
because they were embarrassed that they ate it when it was decorative. Yeah.
Yeah. But like there's a lot of not just candy corn. Like if I was trick-or-treating and I got like regular Tootsie Rolls, I'd be pissed.
That is such a cop-out, I think. Why are you buying the bag with the regular Tootsie Rolls? I think people just aren't putting enough thought into, and you know what? Those are the people that are just not considerate, that are buying trash candy bags to give out.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not thinking about the people that are going to come to your house?
Right.
Why are you not wanting to be the coolest house on the block that's giving out the best candy? Because better believe, if I ever own a home in my lifetime to where people come and trick or treat, I'll be going all out, or my light will be off.
Right. Exactly. Like, just don't do it at all. Don't give me fucking black licorice, bitch.
No.
Like,
you're being cruel on purpose.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of candies I have an issue with.
You know what's kind of crazy is I can still think off of the top of my head what houses in my neighborhood growing up gave out full-size candy bars.
Yeah.
Because I was plotting every time, and I'm like, I'm going here, 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 here. And then it's like, I'll make some stops along the way as I'm getting there. But the OGs, the real ones, those were mapped out. And that's what I want to be.
Yeah.
A follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
When do you think it's acceptable to start celebrating Christmas?
Like putting up decorations? Is that like what you mean?
To like getting in the Christmas spirit.
I feel like maybe this is controversial, but like I don't have a problem with it happening in November. Right?
Halloween's ending. Bye.
Yeah. I think it's almost like weird to celebrate Halloween. Halloween is October 1st to October 31st. November 1st, Halloween is over. And that's coming from someone whose favorite holiday is Halloween. And I think Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's a bit of an overlap. So I'm fine with you putting up your decorations as early as November 1st.
But I think that's okay.
But not a day sooner.
I wouldn't do it a day sooner just because I feel like the energies of Halloween and Christmas conflict.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, it's all the same. Honestly, I have the same lunch on Thanksgiving Day as I do on Christmas Eve. So they're all one to me.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to think, like if I saw a Christmas tree on November 1st, I'd be like, oh, I would never like have, I don't care enough.
Yeah. I wish they sold them around here on November 1st, but I don't think they do until after Thanksgiving.
The thing is, especially with like real Christmas trees, like if you're waiting till like December 20th, then like you have all that work. Right. Like I would want to experience it for a while.
As soon as they start selling, I'm buying a Christmas tree.
Yeah. I wish I could do a Christmas tree, but my little asshole.
Angel.
Oh, yeah. I'm an angel cat. He would eat it. He would literally eat the tree. So I can't really do that.
Well, I'll let you help me carry mine into my apartment. How about that?
I think I'm going to be sick that day.
Wow.
Going back to kind of like Halloween stuff. What are your thoughts on people dressing up as like real life murderers. Like I saw some people dressing up as the Menendez brothers. Like a couple years ago, people were dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm not like I think I saw some Menendez brothers costumes and I was like, oh, like I clearly know who they are. And I guess it's irrelevant. But it's also like, I don't know, you're putting an actual murderer on a pedestal. Like I just like imagine any of the people's family that was murdered, just like seeing them being almost like idolized in a kind of way. Yeah, celebrated. And that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. And like, I hate to sound like a complaining liberal, you know, like I feel like us liberals, we get like a bad rep from a lot of people for being like overly sensitive. But I don't know. I just think it is insensitive to do that. I don't think it's, I saw like Benny Drama. Do you follow Benny Drama?
Yeah.
You saw they did it well.
Yeah, and that was exactly the picture that was in my head. I'm like, I know very clearly who they were.
And Herman and I even like, we had a discussion about it. We're like, should we dress up as the Menendez
brothers? Well,
brother?
I know you've thought about or you had considered being Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, last year. But then when I really thought about it, I was like, wait, like these people actually murdered people. You know what I mean? Like, or they're like the Menendez brothers themselves are also their victims. So like it's just insensitive. To me it wouldn't feel right. You know what I mean? I remember saying this to someone. They're like, well, what's the difference between like you dressing up as that or like Freddy Krueger? I'm like, really? Do I need to explain
fake.
this? Yeah. I
don't know. Chucky could have been real.
True. Yeah. I did dress up as Chucky this year.
It was good.
Thanks. It was like I don't know, something about this year I think I was just like really busy that like I didn't have time to think and put something together, because I normally put together a costume. I don't usually like go to a store and like pick out a costume that comes in a package, you know? But yours was also really good.
Thanks.
Mr. Forrest Gump.
I was Forrest Gump when he was...
I just said Forrest Gump.
I mean, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Forrest Gump in his running era. So like full beard.
Gotta say, you look good in a beard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a few people say that I looked good being darker brunette.
Yeah.
Just put a small little seed in there.
Wait, you're not like a light. Do you think you're a light brunette?
I think I'm like a blonde, like a
blondie brown. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that a brown? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think I'm like quite dark enough. To say I'm full blown brunette. But
I think like if you had to be put into a single box, I think you'd be under the blonde category though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you would look good with brown hair.
Yeah.
Dark brown too.
We'll see. I'll just go dark brown bangs. I'll just start bringing it out into like a shaggy. I'll let my chin hair grow out.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Yeah. I just love a wig.
Like, I do too.
I love a wig. Like any opportunity to wear a wig, like count me in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it more often?
Right? I know. I get so jealous when we're like when you see those like bachelorettes and they're all like wearing their like colorful bobs. I'm like, can I try it on?
Yeah.
I love a wig. I think I'm actually gonna for like actual Halloween. I think I'm gonna go back to my Casey Becker blonde bob.
Ooh, yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that again.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like true to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Random pivot. Have you ever cleaned your belly button?
Yes, I have cleaned my belly button.
Like you get in there and you clean it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
I had a friend. Whoa, hey Noah. You have anything to say?
Do cats have belly buttons?
Whoa. No, I think they have kids out their butt, don't they?
What?
Wait.
I thought you were joking. I was waiting for the JK.
Wait, no, because I watched. Okay, this is going to be so fucked up. I watched a cat give birth on TikTok Live one day. Okay. And I swear it looked like that cow is coming out of his ass. Where does it come from?
Female cats have vaginas. And like, why did you even respond to that from a belly button? No one gives birth from their belly button.
I thought about that after, but it's kind of like, listen, I'm not going to even.
All right. Well, yes, I clean my belly button.
Wow, I really should not be talking about female cats' bodies. But anyway, your belly button, totally. So I had a friend. That made me tear up.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was telling her that she was trying to get her niece to clean her belly button. And my friend was like, oh, do you clean your belly button every time? She was like, yeah. And then she asked me about it. And I said, I don't clean my belly button.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm not getting in there every day or every other day. But, like, I do clean my belly button. Like, I can like, picture myself doing it. Because it can, like, not to get gross, but it can get nasty in there. Especially if you have, like, hair. Then it's
Are you
nasty.
saying that I have a hairy belly button?
That's what they say.
Oh,
Who
are they?
I was just in Texas.
All my exes don't live in Texas, but yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a PSA. Clean your belly buttons.
Clean your belly buttons,
Yeah.
I guess.
Especially if you have like an innie. I guess if you have an outie, you don't really need to get in there. But you have an innie, right?
Yeah. But I do find it interesting that you get in there to clean your belly button, but just don't have a big focus on your legs.
Since that episode, I have been washing my legs a lot more frequently. Not every time.
Got it.
Because it's like, I'm tall. I got long legs. Like, for me to I would have to, like, bend and, like,
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of work. Plus, the
That's
stuff
fair.
Yeah. But, yeah, you're right. Any other weird pivots?
Not a weird pivot, but I have a pretty hard, controversial opinion whenever you're ready. Do you want to go? Okay. So this is my take. People don't forget they owe you money.
Yeah. I don't know how they do. Yeah, I know.
Because I don't forget
No.
that I owe somebody money.
Right.
And like, I feel like it's kind of a cop-out when people say that they forgot. They just didn't want to make it a priority.
Yeah. I think the only case would be if like money is not remotely an issue for you.
You've been a billionaire your whole
right.
life. So
I
it's
can
like,
see how like you don't think of things like owing someone money. Like that doesn't come across.
Yeah.
But like,
am I showing that I grew up poor? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean,
Okay.
If you are, then so am I. But like, I'm with you. Like, I don't understand how people forget, and like having to remind people is really fucking annoying.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Send me my $3.80.
It's kind of like going to work. Like you're just telling the world that you need money.
It's really embarrassing. Yeah. I try not to, but like, and then like Venmo requesting someone seems so aggressive.
Oh, I do it.
Yeah, I'll do it because
Yeah.
like sometimes you just
Yeah. I don't mean it aggressively.
No.
I will say that if somebody's listening and I have Venmo requested you.
Same.
But it's also like I will say this. I can forget in the moment or like something will come up, but I will always remember
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, I think there's a few things that I would hate to be like known as, but like a moocher, like someone who like forgets to pay someone back or, takes a while. Like I don't like that like, kind of reputation.
Same.
So like, yeah. And so sometimes, when you're at a brunch with like 10 people and it's just easier to put one card down, I tend to volunteer to do that, but I will Venmo request. I'm not even like giving the people the opportunity to like figure out. I'll figure it out for you then. Even
I actually think that is helpful.
Yeah.
I think that's helpful when it's a Venmo request, so I don't have to think about the math. Like you're doing the math for us,
Yeah.
and that's generous.
right.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that take.
Okay.
I forget if I've said this before, but this is something that popped up on my TikTok recently, and it's it's more so with straight men when they set the camera up and they just lip sync to a song, and that's the TikTok. I like my whole body itches and like wants to just burst in flames because what is that?
Honestly, there's not a lot of difference between guys like that and the lesbians that are trying to seduce you on the internet. It's literally the exact same.
It's equally cringe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're both like doing the same like eye facial expressions. Yeah, no.
But and then I literally get even more infuriated because then you look over to the likes and it's 650K likes.
When I'm concerned by women that are into that.
Yeah. It's like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Not embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Everyone involved. The guy posting it and the people liking it. I don't know. It just, I don't know. I feel like I have too much emotion for it right now, but like, no.
I think something that has really ruined that to me is like knowing some of the men that are like influencers, not necessarily exactly like that, but in a way where they're like targeting women in a way. It's like, I know that I'm hot doing this thing and women love it. And just like seeing all of the women's comments, which don't get me wrong, like I'm a sucker for, it, like anyone that everyone, Andrew Garfield right now is all over my, For You page, and I'm obsessed with him. So like I am also susceptible, but I think knowing some of these men in real life and then seeing the comments, I'm like, gross.
Yeah, I think like it's pick me vibes, you know, which we don't necessarily associate with straight men.
We don't call men often enough.
That's exactly what it is. You know, men just like making content without their shirt. Pick me. Like I get a lot of bulge content where like you'll just see like the bulge or the lining.
Where are you watching those all the way through?
my favorite comment on those, because it's usually like a 20-second clip, like the top comment will be like, why is this 30-minute video on my timeline? Like, because they're just watching it over and over, like something along those lines. I'm like, that is so funny.
I built my FYP brick by brick.
Yeah, there's some really good comments on there. But they're making it seem like they're not, like that's not the highlight. Like they're like talking about something, but it's like, come on, like
you put on the gray sweatpants, like you know the lore,
right?
You probably stuffed a sock down there, and
right, yeah. So Andrew Garfield is on your For You page.
I love him.
Yeah,
I like right now. I love him. I also went and watched. You're not into it?
He's fine, but no.
Oh, he's just like the perfect amount of.
He's Spider-Man, right?
Weird.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I don't even know him from Spider-Man. I never even watched that.
Oh, what do you know him from?
Well, he did a chicken shop date, which is a girl who has a podcast.
Yeah.
Did that. And I just watched his movie on Sunday, We Live in Time, with Florence Pugh, which was also awesome. And he's just like sensitive and weird. And he's like done podcasts where he's like super into astrology. And I just like he's perfect.
You should go for that. Is he British?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You know who's all over my Explore page and For You page is Shawn Mendes. Are you getting a lot of Shawn Mendes content?
I watched a Shawn Mendes video today where he was talking about how he was exploring his sexuality.
Something along those lines. He said he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and I'm kind of guilty to it. There's been people speculating his sexuality since he started his career. I'm guilty of it too.
So you don't feel like he's gay baiting? You feel like he's genuinely exploring his sexuality?
I think what he said recently is exactly what it is. I don't know. It's like sometimes it's so obvious to other people, and I feel like that's a lot of the content out there. Like people are saying, like people have been calling him gay for years. That doesn't mean like he knows it or ever knew it. Like say he is actually gay and he's not ready to come out. Sometimes people don't really realize it till later. But no, I don't think he's gay baiting, because I don't even think most of his fan base is gay. Like, and that probably has a lot to do with it. Like, if he is gay, I'm sure a big part of him and his team is like worried that like
the teeny boppy girls are gonna fall off.
Right.
Yeah.
What they don't know is the gays are gonna hop on, literally and figuratively. So, and that's funny. I never looked at him. To me, like, he falls under like the Justin Bieber category, which like I know they're grown men, but to me they're always like going to be little boys.
I don't know very much about Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, but like the stuff I see, he's always shirtless though. Apparently he was shirtless at McCarran Park just down the street from us not too long ago, and Tegan saw him.
We missed it.
Yeah. But he was never on my radar, but like pretty good looking. And I don't usually go for the white boys, but he's attractive. But Shawn Mendes, I want to apologize if I've ever said that you're gay and you're not. That's not really fair. It's really not fair,
Right. Yeah, the video that I watched was definitely him talking about how people have been speculating his sexuality since he was 15, and he has never really had the opportunity to, in a way.
Yeah.
He's like, I've kind of just been like in this spotlight with no real way to kind of navigate it without it being some kind of news.
Right. And I that's not fair for anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was a kid who was called slurs my whole childhood, and there was a period of my life where I knew I was gay, like several years before I came out, and that was happening, and that didn't make me feel good. So like, imagine being like a famous person where like you open I wasn't like reading there was no comment section when I was a kid. So yeah, I don't think it's fair.
But I also feel like, probably not as many, but I definitely vividly remember girls talking about or like joking about me being a lesbian when I was in middle school, because I was like super into sports, didn't care about boys, wanted to play football instead of like go to the kissing corner. But that like kind of stuck with me, and I feel like it's still we had a kissing corner in middle school where you go and kiss boys, but I was like, no thank you. But it kind of stuck with me, and I felt like I almost like maybe still have a chip on my shoulder that's like, I feel like people perceive me as this like muscular lesbian woman.
Yeah, like masculine.
Yeah, and which is also on the flip side not really true, but I think I have that from being a kid and like having people say that to me just because I didn't want to kiss gross boys in a corner.
Yeah, that sucks. Like knowing you, like I feel like you're super girly, but I could probably understand why someone who just like looked at you in your work attire, which is gym attire, not know anything about you, and be like, okay, maybe she's a lesbian. But like, that's not fair. But
I also feel like that was like a low hanging fruit dig from middle school and high school girls. It would be like, oh, you like her? Look at her biceps. She's a lesbian. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you should have beat her ass.
Flex on them.
People are just mean, and like, it's not just kids. I feel like that's something I've learned, that like growing up, like high school really never ends. Like, people are always just like talking shit, And I'm not here saying like I don't participate. I participate gladly too, but like, I don't know. But
I do think like what this makes me realize is I feel like, I don't know, sexuality should just kind of be off the table until somebody's
it's no
ready.
One's business.
Yeah.
Like, we're so obsessed with it as society. We're obsessed with like what body parts people are sticking into other, I don't know why I said it like that, but right. Like it's actually crazy how we're obsessed with it. We need to know.
Right.
We're curious people, like, No. That's it.
And I think that's a good hot topic to end on.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.